Hey everyone, Greta here. Today we are going to talk about the transition from flying pigeon to crow. Since we are talking about the transition, I will be focusing just the transition only. If you are wanting to know how to be more stable in those two shapes, then you can go back to my previous videos. I have quite detailed tutorials on both of them. Make sure that if you're attempting this transition, you are actually quite stable in both the Kalavasan, the flying pigeon, and also the crow bakasana. What I mean by being stable is that you feel solid, you feel you're breathable, you're not wobbly, you're not worrying about the balance. So for this one, from a flying pigeon, your leg, the shin bone is basically resting on the tricep of both arms. So from a more symmetrical balance, symmetrical shape, because you're being locked, or the shin bone is rested equally on both the triceps. At one point, you need to unlock it. Okay, so this is the part that feels a little bit more wobbly or intimidating. So make sure that everything is ready, upper back, shoulders, lower abdomen, and face are ready before you attempt. So let's check it out. So let's set up in flying pigeon. Okay, here. So the leg goes back, okay, and then bend. Okay, now from here, unlock, unlock, unlock. Rest. Done. Just before you unlock, belly needs to hug in a little bit more so that the ankle could shift. If you're dumping the entire, if you're putting yourself, or if you feel that the weight is being pulled down, then there's no way for you to unlock. So belly needs to hug in, finding that lift. Feel the upper back broaden just a little bit more again. Because you are moving from a more symmetrical shape to an entirely asymmetrical shape, all the body parts that are not moving need to be even more stable than they were before in order to take in that extra shift in the energy and in the weights. Okay, keep looking forward. Don't forget to breathe. And make sure that the leg, the back leg, when it's bent, it knows where it needs to land. Don't think when you're up in the air. Think before, okay, you do it. Because once you're up there, it's entirely a point of no return. If you start to wonder or, question about anything at all, you would fall. Because that's the heaviest when that shift. I was aiming in a more lower pigeon, the flying pigeon. Again, because I'm not sure if I extend my leg up too high, it might get cropped. Okay. Because the space is actually quite limited. So it's actually easier. The higher the leg is, the harder it is, because you also have to deal with that change in the degree when you're doing crow. Because if you're doing a flying pigeon with a very intense diagonal line, meaning the face is closer to the wall, closer to the floor. Once you shift back into crow, you need to lift the entire body back up. So that's one more step. Okay. If you are attempting this for the very, maybe first few times, just do it the way that the flying pigeon is more, with the body more parallel to the floor. So when you shift into crow, you don't need to move the body as much. You're just dealing with the legs. Another thing to pay attention to is the neck, the traps area. Keep them relatively relaxed. You don't want to pull the shoulders in, because once you pull the shoulders in, especially when you become a little bit nervous, once shoulders pull in, elbows would splay, and then you would fall, and the knee could never be rested on the tricep to land in crow. For this one, it would be extremely beneficial if you can balance in one leg crow, because that little change kind of resembles a one-leg crow or flying crow. If you're unfamiliar with flying crow, don't worry, just have more faith. Believe in yourself more and just do it. That's it for my sharing for today. Hope it helps. See you again soon.